The Court of Appeal today imposed the death sentence on 6 former students of University Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia for the murder of Lady Cadet Officer Zulfarhan Osman Zulkarnain.
I am standing inside the artery when the body of Zulfarhan Osman Zulkarnain was returned to his family. What should have been a future filled when the promise ended up in tragedy? Tonight we examine the fact of the case, the legal principle involved, and how the justice was ultimately delivered. This case shocked the country. Headlines spread rapidly across the nation. A young man, a university student, lost his life under tragic circumstances. His name was Zulfarhan Osman Zulkarnain, a student of University Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia. Beyond the headlines, that lies a legal case that will later shape a discussion on criminal responsibilities and justice in Malaysia. Inspector, what is the case chronology for this case, Zulfarhan Osman Zulkarnain actually?
I was the investigating officer for the case involving the death of Zulfarhan Osman Zulkarnain, a cadet officer from University Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia. This case began in the early hours of 21 May 2017. At approximately around 2:30 am, Zulfarhan was taken from his room at the Jebat Hostel UPNM. He was accused by several fellow cadets of stealing a laptop. No police report was made. No university authority was informed. From 2:30 am until 5:30 am, Zulfarhan was unlawfully detained and physically assaulted inside a dormitory room. He was beaten repeatedly over a period of about 3 hours. On 22nd of May in 2017, the abuse continued. Between 1:30 am and 4:30 am, Zulfarhan was again detained and assaulted in another room. Despite his weakened condition, the violence did not stop. Between 4:45 am and 5:45 am, Zulfarhan was tied at his hands and legs. A steam iron was heated and used on his body. The hot iron was pressed repeatedly onto his chest, arms, legs and backs. This was done many times and not as a single act. As a result, Zulfarhan suffered more than 90 burn injuries across his body. He screamed in pain and detained, stealing the laptop, but the torture continued. After the abuse, Zulfarhan was not immediately taken to a hospital. He was brought to a private clinic on 27 May 2017 and again on 31st May 2017. Medical officers advised further treatment due to the severity of his injuries. On 1st June of 2017, at approximately around 10:30 p.m, Zulfarhan was finally taken to Hospital Sedang. At that time, his condition was critical. He was suffering from severe burns, blood infection and multiple organ failure. Later that night, Zulfarhan was pronounced dead. Postmortem examination confirmed that the cause of death was blood infection and multiple organ failures resulting from the burn injuries. Following his death, police immediately launched a full investigation. Several students were detained to assist in investigations. Eventually, 6 former UPNM students were charged in court for offences related to Zulfarhan's death. This case is a serious reminder. Bullying and violence are not discipline. Taking the law into one's own hands leads to tragic consequences.
As a mother, losing a child is a pain that cannot be into words. Zulfarhan is not just my son, it's our hope. He's pursued his study to serve to the country, but in other words, he was taken from us for a very painful way. Very, very painful way. I still remember his smile, his kindness. Not one of my day passes without thinking about him. I still love him so much. What happened to my son, it was cruel and inhumane. I'm not asking for revenge. I asking for justice so that other family will not experience the same loss.
Zulfarhan was a good child, gentleman, and also he's very respectful toward his parents. Since he was young, he never caused trouble to us. He had a big dream to serve for his country. That's why we were so proud when he accepted to UPNM. We sent him there with our prayers, never imagining that he would return to us as a body. The most heartbreaking part was Zulfarhan was tortured by his own friend, the person that should protect him, not harm him. He was abused for days, yet no one stopped it. That was not just a crime. It was a complete loss of humanity. As a father, my heart was completely shattered. I never imagined that the child I raised with love be treated with cruelty. When I saw the burn mark on his body, I feel like I failed as his father. But I knew that it's not all my fault. Until today, that feeling still haunted me. The process was very long and painful. Every time we go to the court, that old one will reopen. But we continued because Zulfarhan could not longer speak for himself. We believe injustice is not about revenge, but about ensuring that something that happened to our son not happen to another parent's child. I hope there will no longer a culture of bullying and abuse hidden under the name of discipline. Educational institution must be safe place, not ground for cruelty. A student's life never be taken lightly. No matter what mistake that they have made. If he's still alive, I would tell him that I am proud of him. I'm sorry that I could not protect him. My prayer always for him. I'm sorry, Zulfarhan. I'm sorry, my son. Do not remain silent when you see injustice. Do not normalize abuse. One life lost is not just a statistic. It is an entire family loss. Let Zulfarhan case be a lesson, not just a sad memory.
Good evening. Today we are here with the lawyer representing the case of Zulfarhan Osman Zulkarnain. So, what is the element of crime in this case actually?
Based on the evidence, this case fulfilled the essential element of a crime. The victim, Zulfarhan Osman Zulkarnain, was a living human being, and the law protects every human life from unlawful harm. The actors raised in this case involved the repeated pressing of a heated iron onto the victim's body. These were voluntary and deliberate physical acts. As a result of the actors raised, the victim suffered severe burn injuries which legally amount to grievous hurt and were capable of endangering life. In terms of mens rea, the accused were aware that their actions were painful and dangerous. Any reasonable and sane person would know that applying a hot iron to a human body is likely to cause serious injury or death. Therefore, the court inferred an intention to cause bodily injury likely to cause death, which satisfied the required element of a criminal liability.
Thank you, counsel. From the court perspective, they found that both actus reus and mens rea were determined in this case. Thank you. The case of Zulfarhan Osman Zulkarnain went several stages of appeal. At first, the offender was sentenced to prison. However, after further appeal, the court decided that the seriousness of the crime deserved harshest punishment allowed by the law. Thank you.
She's a good girl. Eh, no, tu bully. Video sama itu orang.
Betul cinta kita saya makan dah.